Your AI assistant can remember your name for weeks. It can read hundreds of pages in minutes, and yet keep a conversation going long enough and something strange can happen. It misses something you already told it, a decision you made, a rule you gave it, sometimes the very thing you asked it to remember. And the strange part is, you can scroll up and see it. It's right there. So why can't the AI? To understand that, don't picture a brain, and don't picture human memory. Picture a desk. Imagine someone sitting behind that desk. You never see the person. You only see the desk. You write your first message on a sheet of paper and slide it across. They read it, write an answer, and place both sheets on the desk. You ask another question. Another sheet. They answer. Another sheet. Question. Answer. Question. Answer. And slowly, the desk begins to fill. At first, this works beautifully. Everything you've said is sitting right there. Your name, your instructions, the document you're discussing, the decision you made 10 minutes ago. Whenever they need something from your conversation, it's somewhere on the desk. But there is one rule nobody told you. The desk cannot grow forever. It has an edge. Eventually you reach it. Another message arrives. Another sheet of paper. But there is nowhere to put it. Something has to give. The simplest solution is to leave some of the older pages out. Modern AI systems can be cleverer than that. They might compress several old pages into a shorter summary. They might preserve something important. They might bring relevant information back when it's needed. Different systems use different tricks. But underneath all of those tricks is the same limit. Only so much can be on the desk at once. And this creates a strange difference between what you see and what the AI sees. You can scroll upward through your conversation. There it is. That message from an hour ago. Nothing was deleted. But that doesn't mean the model has that message in front of it right now. Your conversation can be bigger than the desk. And for the next answer, the model can only work with what has been placed in front of it. That desk has a real name. The context window. Context is the information available to the model while it produces an answer. And the window is the boundary around how much of that information it can work with at once. The desk is that window, laid flat. Of course, real AI doesn't measure its desk in sheets of paper. It measures it in tokens. Tokens are small pieces of text. Sometimes a short word is one token. Sometimes a longer word is broken into several. So when someone says a model has a context window of 100,000 tokens, or 1,000,000, that number is the size of the desk. It's roughly how much can sit on it at once. Not how much the AI knows. Not how much it permanently remembers. How much information it can work with right now. Hold on to that word, available. It will matter more than the size of the desk. Except there is something wrong with our desk story. You can close this conversation. Come back tomorrow. Start a completely new chat, and your assistant might still know your name. The old desk is gone. So where did the name come from? There can be something else beside the desk. A notebook. Some AI products can save a few things outside the conversation itself. Your name. A preference. Something useful about how you work. And when a new desk is prepared, some of those notes can be brought back and placed onto it. That's memory. And memory is not the same thing as context. Memory is information saved so it can be used again later. Context is the information available for the answer being generated right now. There is one more strange thing about this desk. When you send another message, the model doesn't continue thinking from where it stopped, like a person continuing a conversation. The next answer is built from whatever is on the desk that time. Your instructions. Your conversation. Your latest question. Maybe a document you attached. Maybe a memory brought back from the notebook. Maybe something another system looked up for it. Whatever has been placed on the desk. That's why the experience feels continuous to us. But underneath, each answer is being built from the context available at that moment. And now we run into another problem, because working through a small desk is one thing. Working through an enormous desk is another. Imagine 20 sheets in front of our worker. Finding your project name is easy. Now imagine 200, 2,000, 20,000. A bigger desk can hold more information. But the system also has more information to process. Modern AI systems have clever ways to make some repeated work cheaper, but the basic trade-off remains. More context requires more computation. That can mean more memory used, more waiting, and, especially for the companies building products on these models, more cost. Which gives us a surprisingly useful rule. The goal isn't to give an AI the most context possible, it's to give it the right context. If the answer lives on 3 pages of a 100-page document, give the assistant those 3 pages when you can. If you switch to a really different task, start a fresh conversation. A clean desk can be better than dragging an old pile of unrelated context into a new problem. And in a very long conversation, if one rule really matters, restate it near your current question. Think about the desk. Ask yourself, what does the model actually need in front of it to answer this well? But engineers did build bigger context windows, much bigger ones. What once fit a few pages grew to books, then shelves of books. Modern models can work with hundreds of thousands of tokens, and some reach around 1 million or more. Suddenly, documents that once could never fit could. Conversations could stretch much further. Fewer old pages had to be left behind because there wasn't room. And that seems like the obvious end of the story. If forgetting happens because pages fall off the desk, build a desk big enough that they can't. Problem solved. Except something strange happens when the desk becomes enormous. Researchers began testing what models actually do with all that space. They placed information inside long contexts and asked the model to find or use it. The information fit. Nothing had pushed it off the desk. The model had access to it. And yet, where that information appeared could matter. A page buried deep in the middle can be harder for the model to use than one sitting near the edges. Which shouldn't happen, according to the simple story we've built. The page didn't fall onto the floor. It wasn't removed. It wasn't outside the window. It's right there on the desk. And the assistant can still miss it. So maybe the size of the desk was never the whole problem. Maybe there is a difference between information being inside the context and information actually being used well. A desk with room to spare. The page you need sitting right there. And an assistant that still struggles to use it. Why can more context sometimes make an AI worse instead of better? That's the next field guide. Context rot. Leave the lamp on.